Hey guys, Roman here from RomanProps.com. Today we're going to go over how to disassemble a stuck or jammed vintage sink knob. Aside from disassembling, I'm going to go over a few do's and don'ts in regards to the damage that I've done and damage that I've seen from people who've sent in their sink knobs to me when they couldn't disassemble them. So, okay, first let's start with the do's and don'ts. With the don'ts, I guess. The first time I received a sink knob, I didn't know how it assembled. I didn't know how it locked together. So I just went in blind. The very first thing I did was try to unscrew the cap from the rest of the sink knob. So I got a flat head, inserted it to the cap, and tried to crank on what I thought was just a calcium stuck cap. I tried and I tried and I got nowhere. I damaged up the square up here and I couldn't undo it. Well, what I didn't realize was that the cap and the cube section actually lock together. So no amount of cranking on this cap is going to unscrew it from the cubes because they lock together. See, it's got these tracks right here, and the cap has these grooves underneath. So the grooves sink onto the tracks and they're locked. So if you've been trying that, well, that's not going to work. Now, the second thing I did to the same sink knob 15, 12, 13 years ago, I don't remember, was got some pliers, try to grip onto this sleeve and untwist. Try to crank the cubes the opposite direction, and all I wound up doing was crushing the sleeve because this sleeve is plastic, so you can't really grip onto it and disassemble it if it's stuck with calcium. So what I wound up doing was ruining the top, crushing my sleeve, and I finally asked, what do I do? So somebody recommended soaking it overnight in vinegar to loosen up the calcium, and that actually worked. Ever since then, I've probably disassembled 20 plus sink knobs, and since the first one, vinegar has never worked. I don't know, I was lucky, I don't know. I don't know what happened. But it hasn't worked since then, so I don't use vinegar anymore. So, okay, those were the two mistakes I made and the two mistakes I've noticed on other people's cubes. So let's get into how we disassemble them. Alright, no tools for this. I only use one item, and that is a wooden dowel. This is a 1 1/8 inch diameter wooden dowel. That's the same diameter as the inside of the sink knob. Now, depending on the, let's see if I could show you, depending on the condition of the ribs inside, see it has ribs on the inside there, you'll either get a really tight fit or not so tight fit on the dowel. If you've got good conditioned ribs inside, you're going to get a very snug fit. Just push it onto the dowel. You hold onto the cubes and you turn. That's it. That unscrews it. whether it's stuck with calcium or with glue, epoxy, that'll unscrew it. Now, if you get another sink knob that fits on there a little more loosely, like this one, and just turns, what you're going to need is what I've done to this dowel is I've added a couple set screws there that protrude just a little bit. So if you got a looser fitting sink knob, you can add set screws. You slide it in. Now the set screws will catch on those inside ribs. You'll have the same result. Now it's a tight fit. You unscrew. There you go. Disassembled. That's it. No matter how tight that sink knob is, the rod always works for me. That's it. Short video. I hope it helps somebody. If you got any other questions, please leave them below. And I hope this helps somebody. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the board.